How much can you safely withdraw each year? So let's assume in retirement, you have a portfolio you saved, and you're wondering how much money can you withdraw every year. This is one of the common questions I receive, and there's an answer, and it's a 4% rule. Many people know of this. However, it's just a rule of thumb. It depends on many variables, and it's one of several financial planning techniques. Hi, I'm Scott Hamilton, certified financial planner, fee only, fiduciary. We have offices in Austin and Houston, and we help people plan for retirement. So we're going to talk about the 4% rule, what it is. We'll define that, and then we'll say some weaknesses. It's a start, but it's not really an answer, right? So let's talk about what the 4% rule is. So first off, it's really just an academic study. Started in 1994, and this researcher had data from 1926 to 1994, and he grouped them to the 30-year groupings each year. And the question is how much can we draw down this portfolio without running out of money? And the answer came back, it's 4%. And you have to adjust for inflation. And so the academic study adjusted all this for inflation, and it was over that time frame. So it's a very common, you'll see it in the press, the media, the financial press, very often talking about the 4% rule. Well, it's all right. So now we're going to transition into, it's a start, but it's not the complete and full answer. So there's many different financial planning techniques, like mainly 4 that we use to determine, is a plan good? One of them is the 4% rule. It's handy, it's intuitive, and it's also very easily to explain. So let's assume here's one of the weaknesses with the 4% rule. Number one, it's built on a 30-year time frame. If you retire early, say at 55, and you live to 95, you're 10 years short. So it's not dynamic in terms of duration, number one. Number two, the 4% rule assumes a 50-50% allocation. 50% equity, 50% bonds, 50-50. And that might not be where you're at. So that's an assumption that was made in the academic study that might not reflect your reality. And it doesn't account for taxes. If you've got a large chunk in assets in Roth or in qualified, it's different than if it's in your taxable account. 3 different taxing strategies there. So another area of weakness is the sequence of return risk, which is a very interesting mathematical concept that says that if there's another COVID or great financial crisis and it occurs right after you retire, it's worse than if it's 20 years into your retirement. It's a brutal math exercise, by the way. So one of the things that you can do to improve the 4% rule is if you're flexible, if your plan is dynamic, and you can say, let's cut back international travel whenever we're having a really a down market, or maybe adjust your Social Security strategy. So these are things that really can positively impact your probability of success. Anyway, so if you would like to talk about the 4% rule or any of these other strategies, financial planning strategies, where we can help to determine if your plan's a solid plan, schedule a call with us. Please go to Hamilton Financial Planning and click on Get Started Now and schedule us a Get Acquainted meeting. It's complimentary. You'll be with me. There's no fee, and we can talk about your concerns, your issues, your plan, any questions you have. So thank you for taking the time to watch. Appreciate it, and thanks.